A very warm good evening to each and everyone present here. Once again, a very warm and hearty welcome from the team Biopoint Stream the World of Bio. We are having the lecture 3 of Living World for the sweet Biopoint Jwala batch. Yes, everyone. So, if you are ready to upgrade with Biopoint, give me thumbs up on the screen right now. Yes, come on. Come on, guys. So, in the last session, we have completed diversity in living world and taxonomic categories. And today, what we have to do is we are just starting today's session with the question discussion that is just kept pending in the last lecture. Yes, IO. Yes, so we are moving on with today's lecture and introducing the Biopoint Jwala batch right in front of you. And let's move on with yet another lecture for you, sweet Jwala batch. And now I'm reminding you to join the Telegram group right now where you have daily lectures, daily polls, and where you can interact with me. The direct link to join the Telegram group is given there in the description box. Yes, Vismaya? Yes. Yes, we are starting with today's question. First question of the day, that is the term systematics was introduced by. We have learned taxonomy and systematics in the previous lecture. Yes, Abhijit. The term systematics was introduced by is today's question. So I hope I haven't explained who introduced this term systematics. Yes, option D, Linnaeus. Yes, exactly, the correct answer is Linnaeus. Linnaeus introduced the term systematics. Yes, and this term systematics is always interchangeable with the term taxonomy. Taxonomy, and anyone comment me right now which is the very basic step or the first step of taxonomy. The first step of taxonomy. Yes, first step of taxonomy exactly. Identification. Yes, Vismaya. Identification is the very first step of taxonomy. And let's move on with the second question. That is from the taxonomical hierarchy. The basic unit of classification is genus, species, order, all of the above. We have learned the code in the descending order KPC of GS. KPC of GS. Yes, option B. Exactly, option B is the answer. KPC of GS. From this, you can see kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, and from here, you can identify as the species is the very basic unit of class. Exactly, right answer. Yes. The third question. The term taxonomy was given by. Who has given the term taxonomy? Come on. The term taxonomy was given by. Yes, APD control is the answer. The term taxonomy was given by APD control. No, no, Vismaya. Yes, Abhijit, it's the correct answer. APD control is the answer. Yes, Ganjan, that's the question. Okay, the fourth question. In taxonomy, the very first step is, yes, we have discussed it, right. It discussed the same question right in the first. In taxonomy, the first step is, yes, come on. Yes, Vishmaya, the answer is correct. It is identification. The term taxonomy, the first step is identification. Yes. The fifth question, that's all we have marked it very important that the biodiversity range, describe biodiversity ranges 1.7 to 1.8 million, 1.1 to 1.8 trillion, 1.7 to 1.8 billion, 170 to 18 billion. Yes, option A 1.7 to 1.8 million is the correct answer. Yes, Miss Mehar, yes, Abhijit, it's the correct answer. The next question, the word ending with ACEAE indicates that too we have discussed in the very previous lecture, which is the taxonomical hierarchy that ends with the word ACEAE, genera, family, order, class. Yes, come on. See, order. Okay, we have learned Zolanaceae, Convolvulaceae, right? The answer is option B. Yes, Mahar, it's family. Wait, I will show you that slide. Solani the floral character, right? Family is convert. Voice is breaking. The floral character, right? Family is convert. Voice is breaking. Is it right now? The floral character. Is it all right now? Yes, Ajay, it's family. Voice is breaking. No, sir, it's not breaking. What should I believe? It's repeating now. Yes, echo will be there. Yeah, good. Echo. Yeah, it will be all right. It will be all right now. And we have discussed that from these order closely related families assembled together to form this order, and families Convolvulaceae and Solanaceae. These two families belong to one order of flora that is polymonials, commonly based upon. We have shown you the diagram of Petunia, Datura, then family Convolvulaceae, everything we have shown that and we have explained in very detail, right? So the word ending with ACEAE represents the family, right? Represents the family. Yes. Next question, exactly that's what we have just discussed right now. Order polynomials is based upon reproductive character, floral character, evolutionary character, and none of these. Order polynomials is based on option B. Yes, exactly, floral character. They are commonly Solanaceae, Convolvulaceae is included in this polynomials, and this is commonly based upon the floral character. Exactly. Next question. The term taxon refers to name of species, name of genus, name of family, a taxonomic group of any rank. The term taxon refers to. Yes, option D exactly, Vismaya. Taxonomic group of any rank is the answer. Next question. Who wrote Systeme Naturae? Who wrote Systema Naturae? Option D. Sir, I think if you read NCRT, everything is easy. Yes, exactly. If you read NCRT, everything is easy. Or if you read If you just follow the NCRT marking also, you will just a outline of this. Yes, I hope I haven't said this. I haven't said this. We said that the biodiversity range is described by IUCN, that is 1.7 to 1.8 million, and Linnaeus introduced what systematics. Linnaeus introduced systematics. This too we have. Yes, Mahor, it's Linnaeus. Yes, yes, Scott, it's Linnaeus. Yes, Ranjit, it's Linnaeus. Yes, Vismaya. Yes. So, what I was discussing right now was about Systema Naturae, and that is Linnaeus published the what was varieties of animals, the classification and the different varieties of animals in his book called Systema Naturae, and the answer is Linnaeus. Okay, in his book called Systema Naturae, and he published about plants. He published about plants in another book called Species Plantarum. The different varieties or different species of plants was published in his another book called Species Plantarum. Yes, if you need the spelling, check the chat box. Species Plantarum. Fine. These two books authorized, or these two books written by Linnaeus. Yes, the next question I have to ask you is that who wrote the book Spinax? Spinax, I have informed you while I was teaching binomial nomenclature. Who introduced the book or who wrote the book Spinax? Yes, it was what introduced or proposed by Caspar Bauhen, right? Caspar Bauhen. Are you all here? Caspar Bauhen. Are you all here? Yes. The next question. Phylogeny refers to natural classification, evolutionary history, origin of algae. Phylogeny refers to natural classification, evolutionary history, origin of algae. Yes. What is Systema Naturae about? Systema Naturae is about the different species and vast varieties of animals. Okay, that are named by Linnaeus. Okay, Linnaeus established this binomial nomenclature and he included all these in his book called Systema Naturae. Okay, fine. And the answer for this question, yes, phylogeny refers to evolutionary classification. We have discussed that to evolutionary classification. What is this evolutionary classification? Based on their ancient inheritance, based on their ancient heredity, how these are how these are evolved till now. It's not evolutionary history, it's evolutionary classification. So can you go back to the previous slide? Which one? Which one, Vismaya? It's and new topic, tax aids. Yes, everyone. Hope you all are ready to move on about Pinax. Yes, wait. About Pinax. Yeah, hopefully this slide I have it right now. The writings in the previous lecture have just cleared it in order to provide you with the PDF notes. Yes. So the book Pinax was written by Caspar Bauhen. The spelling of Caspar Bauhen, if you need, is there in the chat section. Yes. So let's move on with taxonomical aids. So what is this taxonomical aids? So these are techniques, procedure and stored information that are useful in identification and classification of organisms. So different techniques and procedures. We will learn about what all are these techniques, what all are these procedures, and what all information are these stored for the identification and classification, that is grouping of organisms. Okay, so this is very important definition of taxonomical aids for your boards. My God, pen is not working. Yes, very important definition for taxonomical aids. And these taxonomical aids are herbarium, botanical gardens, museum, zoological parks, and key. We are going to learn in the next slides, we are going to learn in detail about taxonomical aids. After that, we will again be back to this slide and we will just explain what is this taxonomical aid again. Okay, so first that is that we are moving on with herbarium. Herbarium is a storehouse of collected plant specimens that are dried, pressed and preserved on sheets. Dried, pressed and preserved. If you look onto the previous slide, you can see in a sheet of paper you have certain leaf or certain plant just dried up and just what pasted on that paper, right? That is what is known as herbarium. Look here, a certain plant is just dried up and pasted in a sheet of paper with certain informations. With certain informations. This is known as what? Herbarium. Okay, and this herbarium consists of different informations, and that too is important for us to learn. So is that clear about herbarium? And this herbarium is just a sheet of paper, and in that this plant specimens are collected, which are dried, pressed, and preserved in that sheet of paper with full label, providing information about the date and place of collection. When was that plant collected? In which from which place was that plant collected? What is its English name? What is its local name? What is its botanical or scientific name? What is that plant's family? Who collected that collector's name, etc. All these are the information that the label of a herbarium sheet provides us. Label of a herbarium sheet. Oh my God. Label of a herbarium sheet. Okay. Label of a herbarium sheet provides us these information, that is about the date of collection, place of collection, English name, local name, botanical name, family's name, collector's name, etc. And this is used as a ready reference in scientific studies, because if you are getting a new plant and we have to identify it, we are not knowing which plant is that. Just we turn on the pages of this herbarium sheet and we will just identify what that plant is. Therefore, it is used as a ready reference in scientific studies. And the largest herbarium is the Royal Botanical Gardens, that is in Kew in London. Royal Botanical Gardens, that is Kew in London. The largest herbarium, very important. Largest herbarium, Royal Botanical Gardens, Kew in England. Yes, is it clear? Is it clear? Come on, comment me right now whether that is clear or not. Fine. Yes. So we are moving on with the next slide. Yes, botanical gardens. This is what botanical gardens is. This contains vast varieties of living plants for future reference. Living plants for future reference. We are just preserving the living plants for reference. Collection of living plants for future reference is known as botanical gardens. So these are collection of various living plant species in the form of garden for identification purpose. Okay, and these are used for identification of plants and is labeled with its botanical name and family. Each plant here is labeled with its botanical name and its family. Yes, and the important factors of botanical gardens are growing important plants of local flora. Growing important plants of local flora. What is this flora? It provides information. This flora is a taxonomical aid that provides information about a particular area, that gives account of habitats, distribution of plants of a given area. It is known as what? Flora. Okay. And keeping a record of the local flora, that is from the local habitats and from where that plant is collected and all. Okay, clear? Providing living plant material for systematic work, supplying seeds, material for different aspects of botanical research. So from these plants, if anything is required, any plant part, that is seed or any material of a plant, whether it is leaf, whether it is root, or whether it is stem elongations or anything, if it is needed for any scientific or botanical research, directly it is given from a botanical garden. Okay, and endangered species, plants of endangered and rare species are grown in these botanical gardens. Is that clear? All about botanical gardens too? Is everything about botanical gardens clear? Yes. Fine. Yes, Vismaya. Next is museum. That's a common term that we have heard, right? Museum. That is a collection. Yes, Abhijit. Collection of preserved plants and animals for study and reference. That is, it consists of plants and animal species that is not living, right? This dead plants and animal species for study and reference. That is National History Museum, London, United States National Museum, Washington, Sugarlands Museum, Great Smoky Mountains National Museum, Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Eastern Tennessee, Anthropological Museum, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. All these are just given for identification or as examples of museum. Just leave that. Just what study the definition of a museum. That is, it is a place for collection of preserved plants and animals for study and reference. Clear. And a museum contains specimens preserved in preservative solutions, containers, or jars. So certain specimens of animals or plants will be preserved in preservative solutions in specialized containers or jars, and dried specimens of plants and animals will be there. And insects are preserved in insect boxes after collecting, killing, and pinning. Stuffed larger animals like birds and mammals. Collections of animal skeletons, that as you can see, animal skeletons collected, then stuffed animal preservations. All these things can be seen in this diagram or a figure, right? This is all about taxonomical aids museum. Okay, next we have zoological parks. So what we have learned till now, is it clear? Is it clear? Yes. Yes. Within after 3 slides, soon this chapter, not this lecture, soon this chapter is gonna end. So if you have any doubts before that, comment it right now. Yes. So, zoological parks are places where wild animals are kept in a protected environment under human care. Look here, living animals are kept in a protected environment and they are specialized foods and all, everything cares and special attentions. If there is any disease for them, all these are under human protection or human care. Such a place is known as zoo or zoological parks. Yes, might be. Yes, I will be taking next chapter only after Abhisar completes. Or else, if you are able to manage with two chapters simultaneously, we will do it. But as for it's too early to start with class 11, we will do complete one chapter, one by one chapters. How to make notes? Yes, soon after this lecture, the entire PDF of Living World will be posted in your group, respective Telegram groups. Yes, lecture notes is enough if you have perfectly made it. But reading NCRT, if you are reading NCRT perfectly, each and every line, no notes is required other than NCRT for you to score well. Yes. So this keeping wild animals under human care in a protected environment, it will enable us to learn about their food habits and behavior to respective creatures, respective organisms, or even if it's what behavior towards humans. Yes, I think tomorrow soon you will be having the NCRT balance NCRT marking of this chapter, and we will be completing this too. Yes. Okay, so that's all for zoological parks. So what will we do after this chapter completes? After this chapter completes and after the NCRT completes, we will be having a quiz on the entire chapter on Slido. Yes, Slido.com. Since we can do only 5 questions in a free subscription on Menti, we will do it in Slido where we can have maximum number of MCQs. And you will be having you will be having descriptive exams too on Living World. Even descriptive exams too will be taken on Living World. Because we have to focus on boards examining. I mean, school-based descriptive examination. CBSE class 11 doesn't have board examination, so we have to focus on the descriptive chapter by school examinations. So we will be doing descriptives too along with MCQs. Okay. So the last taxonomical aid that we are going to learn is key. So after reading this, should we download that app, sir? Which one? Which app? So after reading these statements, it will be difficult for you to understand. So before moving on to that, let me clarify you with this diagram, this figure. Okay, fine. Slido is a website. Okay, everything will be made clear and steps to join, how to join the quiz. Like Mentimeter, it's a what website, www.menti.com, like in the same way slido.com, and you will be having a code to enter, and after that will be able to participate the quiz simultaneously in YouTube live, that is by commenting and by clicking the answers in Slido. Okay, if anyone is not able to participate in Slido directly by using the website, they can comment the answers in what YouTube. Yes, so now let's discuss this about key. It's a taxonomical aid. Okay, so if we are getting an organism, first we will be having certain questions in our mind, right? In the same way, in this example, they are asking whether it is having a dry skin or not, whether the organism that you saw has a dry skin. If it has no dry skin, we will be having two alternatives and we will be moving on with salamander. If it doesn't have any dry skin, if it has dry skin, we will move on with second question, that is whether it has hair. If it has hair, if it doesn't has hair, we will move on with lizard. If it has hair, we will move on with the third question, that is whether it has opposable thumbs. Opposable thumbs, that is whether the thumbs can touch every finger. Whether the thumbs can touch every finger. If the answer is no, we can determine the answer is tiger. The organism is tiger. If it is yes, if it has opposable thumbs, we will move to next question, that whether it is bipedal. That is, it is on two legs. That is, it is walking on two legs. If it is no, we can move on with the gorilla. If it is yes, we will move on with humans, and that's the end. We have identified the organism as human. Yes, is it clear? Is it clear about keys? First, if you are getting an organism, what does dry skin mean? Dry skin means what? Without any moisture. That is purely dry and rough skin, right? Rough skin. Like both salamander and lizard look same. They look same, but skin is different. The skin of lizard contains moisture, but the skin of salamander is perfectly dry. Okay. Yes. Is that clear? If it's clear, let's move on with this. Taxonomical aid, where plants and animals are recognized based on contrasting characters, is known as couplet. So, what is a couplet? It is generally used two contrasting characters. That is, when we are getting an organism, we will get two contrasting characters. That is, yes or no. This contrasting characters, and this is known as couplet. Okay, and couplet has two opposite statements, and each is called a lead. What is a lead? Dry skin. This question of dry skin is leading the statement to the next question, that is hair. This hair is leading to the next question, opposable thumbs. It is leading to the next question, bipedal. So this is known as, all this is known as a lead, right? So separate keys are used for separate taxonomic categories needed, used to classify. And why are these taxonomical keys used? They are used to classify organisms. Yes, yes. And certain topics like flora, manual, monograph, catalog. All these four too is important. These four is also important. Okay, so these are some of the taxonomical keys, different types of taxonomical keys. Till now, we have learned different types of taxonomical aids, and these four is the different types of taxonomical keys. Okay, so what all are these? We will be discussing in NCRT highlight. Flora, manual, monograph, catalog, and all we will be discussing in NCRT highlight. Fine. Yes, and that's all for today. Reminding you to join the Telegram group where you have the daily schedule and where you can interact with me, MCQs in the form of polls and mental doubt clearance. Yes, join it right now. t.me/neet underscore biopoint. Yes, once more, sir. Which one? Which one? Which one? About keys. Yes. Abhijit, are you here? Yes. So first, if we are getting an organism, we will be having certain questions. to identify whether it's an organism, it's a prospective organism or not. So first, if you are seeing an organism, we will be seeing whether it has a dry skin or not. If it has no dry skin, it will be salamander. And if it has dry skin, we will be moving on to the second question, that whether it is hairy or not. If it is not hairy, the answer will be lizard. Yes, Abhijit. And if it is hairy, if it is not hairy, the answer will be lizard. And if it is hairy, we'll be moving on to next question, that is opposable thumbs. And if it has no opposable thumbs, we will move on with tiger. And if it has opposable thumbs, we will move on with bipedal locomotion. If it has bipedal locomotion, it will be humans. And if it has no bipedal locomotion, it will be gorilla. And that's all for keys. So this dry skin, hair, opposable thumbs, bipedal, all these are certain questions that we are just asking in order to identify the organisms. So such questions leading this statement. So that is known as a lead in a key. Lead. Yes. This is an example. What I have shown you in this diagram is just an example for a key. Okay. And this yes or no contrasting statements is known as a couplet. Couplet. Yes. Within 8:30, you will be receiving the slides in your Telegram group. Okay. Yes, and that's all about keys too. Yes, reminding you to hit the like button, do share it with your friends, and subscribe. Biopoint, seeing the world of bio. And we have successfully completed the very first chapter, Living World. Thank you all. Thanks for your patient listening. It's me signing out from your favorite and my favorite Biopoint. Stream the world of bio.